believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
We're back on the Morning Brew with friends. This is my buddy Paul Garver. He is the manager of the Albuquerque International Balloon Museum.
There you go.
And yeah, because there's the Anderson Abruzzo stuff in there, and there's a bunch of other things. So we just got to make sure you get the titles right.
Balloon Museum is good to go if you're
okay
with that.
Excellent, excellent. You guys have some new stuff coming up.
We do. We have a number of great things. I think the most important thing is we've launched a STEM education initiative, science, technology, engineering, and math. And a foundational piece of that is what we call the Weather Lab.
And this sounds really cool. And this is something that when I was a kid, I always used to watch clouds, and I love the weather. It was very, very interesting to me as a kid. And it's like a weather station, I guess, for kids to.
So it's to call it an exhibition is really underselling it. I mean, it's a major new installation. It opens this summer.
And it sounds like it's super interactive. You can go in and do things.
It is. We're creating spaces. For example, there's 4 or 5 major pods, is what we call them. There's the sun, the wind, clouds, and so forth.
And this is the cloud pod.
Yeah, that's the cloud pod there. And it's people will actually be able to walk into these structures and not only get sort of a feeling of being in weather, but also interact with a lot of information in there. There's a lot of technology in each of these pods. And I should say, UNM Fab Lab, the School of Architecture's Fab Lab, is actually they're the group that's designing these. So these will be groundbreaking, unique. You won't be able to see this at any other museum, basically.
No, not at all. Yeah, the Fab Lab guys do some very cool stuff.
They do.
But this is something that you have to fund in kind of a non-traditional way, right?
That's right. So, we're in the midst of fundraising with our nonprofit friends group, the Balloon Museum Foundation.
Right.
We're working on grants and business sponsorships, but we've also just launched a crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo.
Oh, very cool. And crowdfunding, for those that don't know, is a very cool way to fund a new project. And in your case, well, in most cases, you can sign up on Indiegogo or Kickstarter or one of these other platforms, and you can donate $5, $10, $5,000, and then you get a free gift or a free something in exchange, right?
That's right.
And how is yours working?
So yes, we're on Indiegogo.com, and donor levels start as low as $10. And for each level, you get an increasing amount of benefits or perks. We have things like free passes and memberships to the museum and things like that, invitation to the opening of the Weather Lab, depending upon which level. But it's a great way to build awareness about the project and really bring the community into the process of building it and funding it.
Very cool. How much money are you guys trying to raise?
Well, our goal with this campaign is $48,000.
And how much of that is by the friends, and how much of that is through the Indiegogo?
Well, that we're hoping to raise through all of the Indiegogo efforts or the crowdfunding efforts. We have an initial goal of $12,000. Each of these, there's like $12,000 increments, and they unlock, first of all, the sun. If we raise the next amount, it unlocks the wind and clouds and precipitation and so forth. So
very cool.
The 4 of those total 48,000, but honestly, we're just happy to get the word out, and if we can unlock at least one of those pods, we'll be very happy.
Very cool. And what's the first one?
The sun.
The sun.
Because the sun is the center of all things weather.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And what else is going on at the museum? I know that just because I think a lot of us think of the Balloon Museum during Balloon Fiesta in October, and that's when I think a lot of us visit. But you guys are open year-round, and there's lots of events and lots of great exhibits, right?
Yeah, we're open year-round. We, of course, our exhibitions cover the whole history of ballooning, and trust me, it's more than just hot air balloons in October.
Right.
There's a long history of ballooning. We have our 4D theater, which is going to be opening up probably in the next 6 weeks or so.
So I know what the 3Ds are. What's the 4th D?
So it's a physical sensation, right?
As you view a
3D film, you may feel vibration or wind or something along those lines.
That sounds cool.
We're very excited about that.
Do you have Star Wars in that theater?
If I have anything to do with it, yes, we will. The other thing too is later this spring, actually probably early summer, we'll be opening a groundbreaking special exhibition on a late 19th century balloon expedition to the North Pole. And it's really actually quite timely, even though it took place in the 19th century. Why they were going to the pole, what they were doing there on this expedition scientifically and so forth, very relevant to today's
And
issues
how-
around the Arctic.
And how crazy somebody must be to take a balloon to the pole.
Well, we think of it that way, but at the time, they were trying to get there in a lot of different ways, and a balloon was one of the serious options for it.
I guess it was.
Yeah.
They didn't have ice-breaking ships. They didn't have cars.
No, and you know what?
So-
They communicated back to the home base, so to speak, with homing pigeons. No
Oh,
cell phones or
wow.
satellite
And the
technology
pigeons
or anything
didn't
like that.
freeze?
No, you know they. I don't know how extensively they used them, but these pigeons made it, and
That's
it was
cool.
one of the tools that they used to communicate. So.
Wow, that's something I absolutely want to see. Well, go to Indiegogo.com and check out the crowdfunding site for the Balloon Museum. And also just go check out the Balloon Museum. There's all
Yeah.
kinds of fun stuff there year-round.
We welcome people year-round. We're closed Mondays, but we're open every other day of the week, and we'd love to see people there.
That sounds good. And if we unlock with $12,000 the first exhibit, it would open in
The Weather Lab opens in August.
August. All right, so we got some time.
Definitely.
Sounds good. We'll be back in a couple of segments of the Morning Brew. We get some Eagles music all morning, too. This is
That's
great.
nice.
'Cause I got a